Akwa Ibom State against the nomination of Mr. Lamido Yuguda as Director General of Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, instead of nominating Mary Udok, who was already serving as acting Director General of the Commission. Preamble. The Senate will recall that on Tuesday, 2nd June 2020, Senator Akwa Ibom Northeast, drew the attention of the Senate to a petition by Senators from Akwa Ibom State against the nomination of Mr. Lamido Yagudu as Director General of Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, instead of nominating Mary Udok, who was already serving as acting Director General at the Commission at that time, and urged the Senate to look at the matter. The committee met and came out with the following findings and submissions on page 3. The committee wrote the petitioner and responded, and on receipt of the letter, quickly met and resolved their position and informed the committee of their position on the matter. The petitioner, 3 serving senators from Akwa Ibom. In their petition before the committee, the 3 senators represented by Senator Akwa stated as follows: that they were seeking the urgent intervention of the Senate to ensure that good people of Akwa Ibom were not further marginalized in matters of federal appointment, arguing that the appointments so far made by the federal government appear lopsided, as only 2 of such appointments have benefited persons from Akwa Ibom State. That Akwa Ibom people were thinking that a 3rd appointment was nearby, as Merudo, who had already worked over 30 years with SEC, and recently been appointed acting Director General, will be appointed DG. That this was all the more reason that they were disappointed. There were disappointment when they noted that Mary Udok's name was not among the list of board members appointed by SEC, recently submitted to the Senate for confirmation. That it was disheartening that Mary Udok, who was eminently qualified to be appointed DG of SEC, having represented Nigeria at regional and international bodies, such as West Africa Capital Market Integration Council, WAMIC, and currently on the board of the International Organization of SEC Commission, AUSCO, the International Standard Setter for Security Regulation, was neither listed as DG nor as full-time commissioner, and therefore appeal to the leader of the Senate to look into the systematic disenfranchisement of Akwa Ibom people in federal appointment. Final observation on page 5. After carefully listening to the 2 Securities and Exchange Commission appointees and their mature discussion and review of the matter, the committee noted as follows: 1, that the acting Director General and the newly appointed DG both deserve the commendation of the committee, and the committee therefore went ahead to commend them orally. And 2, that consequently the appointment of Mr. Lamido Yagudu by the President as DG of SEC be sustained. Recommendation: that based on the observation above, the appointment of Mr. Lamido Yuguda as DG SEC be sustained, while the acting DG Mary Udo be allowed to retire as a substantive DG with immediate effect. Yes. Mr. President, I so move for approval by the Senate. Thank you.
Well, before I ask for comments, I think I stood up here and said they were withdrawing the petition, and the Senate could go ahead. They were in support of the nomination. But of course, they made their case that in due course, Akwa Ibom should be considered for federal government appointments. Senator Albert Bassi, is that correct?
Mr. President, I think you are in order, but as we speak, still appealing.
No, I think we are saying the same thing. Maybe not with the immediate effect, but Distinguished Senator Albert, all I want to establish is what I thought you people said, our colleagues from Akwa Ibom. And if that was the case, this petition itself, this report shouldn't have been, because they withdrew their petition and gave their support. So there is no need of even inviting those that were invited, the man who is serving now as DG and the one that was retired. I think there was no need for that. So, Mr. Chairman, maybe you have a different information? Okay.
See, when this was referred to the committee, we formed the committee. And since
resolve what? Because they were not the petitioners. The petitioners are our colleagues.
The acting DG be retired as what? As a substantive DG. While the other...
As substantive? No, that must be a request, maybe, but not within our purview. We can't say you should go and retire this as substantive. That is not a legislative function, it's an executive function. Distinguished Senator Albert. Okay. Well done. Thank you very much. Okay, so we go to the recommendations then, because since it was, but maybe it would have been just our colleagues had withdrawn the petition and something like that. I don't know. So we go to the recommendation that based on the observations above, the appointment of Mr. Lamido A. Yuguda as DG Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, be sustained. Well, the acting DG, Mary Udog, be allowed to retire as substantive DG with immediate effect. I don't know, Chairman. So, Chairman, I think there are two issues here. The Akwa Ibom caucus of the Senate was saying the appointment should have gone to Akwa Ibom, to Mary, but it didn't, because that is a political appointment anyway. It's not career, this thing. So now that it has not gone, they appealed that Akwa Ibom should be considered for federal government appointments in the future. I think this idea of saying this lady should be retired as substantive DG is not our function. I don't think so. But maybe I should invite those who know better the civil service to say something. So, Chairman, do you still insist on this? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. President. I will now say, based on the appointment of Mr. Lamido A. Yuguda as a DG Security and Security be sustained. That's recommendation 1. Number 2, that Akwa Ibom be considered in further appointment by Mr. President.
I still have issue with this, because they are not asking for, nobody is saying the man should be sacked. So why are we saying it should be sustained? Is it our role to say it should be sustained? Senator Jones, manager, I just want us to have a clean this thing.
What is there, the committee notes that the matter has been resolved. The resolution is this way, and the committee is urging Senate to also note that the matter has been resolved. I think that is where we are. Because we have no authority to approve anything here, because it's a purely civil service matter. Thank you.
Senator Sam Egu.
Thank you, Mr. President. Not. I think my argument was going to be along that line, that the report be stepped down or withdrawn because it has been overtaken by event. That event was the resolution that the issue shouldn't go further again. Instead of entering into an area that will create more controversy.
Well, I wouldn't mind seconding or asking someone to second.
My name is Adamu Muhammad Bulkachua from Bauchi North Senatorial District. I think this matter should die from the time that the Akwa Ibom colleagues of ours who initially petitioned have withdrawn. So even the consideration of this matter in the committee was irrelevant. And I think this should be expunged from our records as if it never happened. Because the issue has been resolved already. The people who petitioned have withdrawn their petition. So why should the committee go ahead and still even suggest something which is not within our powers to do? So I think, Mr. President, the chairman of the Ethics Committee should withdraw this portion of his report.
Okay, I think there is, because the Senate was asked, the committee was asked to go and do this work. They are supposed to report whatever it is. But I think the way Senator James Manager put it, that should be the recommendation actually. Senator Ali Mohammed Ndume, sorry.
Distinguished colleagues, the Senate gave responsibility to our colleague and they sat down there and did their best. And the wisdom behind bringing the report to the Senate is to look at it the way you made your observation. I think you are being a little bit reserved. See, we can suggest that since the issue has been resolved, this report is no longer useful, and that should be the decision of the Senate, and then we drop the report. But the petition was handed over to the committee to work on. As you rightly say, they have written their report. It's at the discretion of the Senate now to do whatever they want with the report. And I agree with you that since the matter has been resolved, this report is no longer necessary. The Senate can put a vote, take a vote on it to say we withdraw it, and that's it.
Well, I think slightly the submission by Senator James Manager, the report is appropriate because we asked this committee to go and look into a matter. So it's only appropriate procedurally that the committee comes back with a report, whatever it is. This report is supposed to be, the Akwa Ibom caucus has withdrawn its petition. The caucus had also asked for consideration for Akwa Ibom in future federal government appointments. I think that should be it. And we can't just say we throw the report, because we need the report. It's supposed to be the completion of our records on what happened on that particular issue. So I would suggest that we just maybe amend the recommendation to what Senator James Manager, Deputy Leader.
I just want to find out from the chairman whether the Akwa Ibom group actually withdrew their petition and it's on record.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on record because they did it here. They did it here in plenary. Yes. So, well, I think we should have the report, but maybe the recommendation should be amended. The Senator James Manager suggested something. Is there? Okay, you want to second? Senator I.D. Giang.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I remain Senator I.D. Giang of Plateau North. Consequent upon the motion that the Senate should note that the petitioners withdrew their petition and that the committee has equally noted the withdrawal of that petition, that the Senate also notes that the petition was withdrawn. I therefore second the motion moved by distinguished Senator Manager. I so second.
We have only one recommendation. Senator James Manager, maybe you write it for the records. Those in favor of the recommendation as amended, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Next report, Chairman.